Well, good afternoon YouTube. I'm going to say welcome back. I'm going to say my name's Dan, and today basically I've got a piece of dieback ash on the lathe. Now, dieback ash can be quite a significant problem here in Wales, and yes, and they fell an awful lot of it because it's a type of disease which runs through the timber, and it's quite distinctive actually because dieback ash, it leaves this staining inside the timber. So again, it's going to say it's running right through. It can be quite decorative. But again, as I say, we're going to try and turn this into a practical, decorative piece if we can. It's going to say, but if anybody's new to my woodturning lives, I'm going to say, don't forget to support the channel. It is free, and hopefully we can get up to nearly 3,500 subscribers in under 6 months. So, but yeah, we're going to crack on. I am using a 1/2 inch bowl gouge, and we're going to see how we get on. We're going to have a little go with it already, as you can see, and it is cutting in proportion, so I'm quite happy with that. I do have this crack here, which is not going to be a problem because it's just on the surface of the bark. Okay, it's not running into the piece, which isn't too bad. So if it's running through the piece, then it wouldn't be going near the lathe because I value my face and I value my hands, and I wouldn't want any big chunks of timber coming off. So, but we're going to crack on. We're going to crack on. So we're at 95 RPM here. We're just seeing how the wood's going to behave as we gradually speed up. There's no way you should ever jump on a lathe and rack it up full speed just to start with. You just don't know how that timber is going to behave. So I'm going to try and get up to about just over 500 revs and see where we go really. A little bit of vibration there. I have got the legs of this lathe filled up with kiln dried sand, which gives it a bit more stability. So we're going to gradually speed up a bit more. Need that speed. 530 RPM. 530. Make sure everything's locked and loaded. So at the moment, basically, it's spinning quite nicely. It's not giving me too many problems. You can say if you've got a piece on the lathe and it's jumping around and wobbling around, take it off immediately and check it. You can say because otherwise you can end up getting significantly hurt. You can say, but yeah, I've been woodturning for 2.5 years now, and I have great fun. I have loads. I make a lot of mess, but I have great fun with it. So we're getting close to 600. Okay, 600 revolutions per minute. So, but yeah, we're going to crack on. If anybody's got any questions, drop them in the box below. Anybody wants to support the channel, it is free. And so we're nearly at 3,500 subscribers in less than 6 months, which is pretty incredible. So, but yeah, we're going to crack on. See, at the moment I'm just trying to tidy the piece up. I'm not being too aggressive whatsoever, you know, I'm just letting the lathe spin the timber and let the tool cut it, okay? I'm going to say, never dig it in, because otherwise if you value your safety, I'm going to say it's, yeah, but I should jump on YouTube. I've started pre-recording actually some of my content, so it's just to give a bit of variety for those people who do miss the lives, etc. So if you haven't seen my latest video where I turned a beautiful piece of oak, which is in the other room. As you can see, I'm just coming around. I'm coming around that corner. 39 people in the room. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Now what you'll see me doing during this live is sharpening, because ash, certain blunts tools very quickly, okay? And you should never ever use blunt tools. They've got to remain razor sharp, okay, razor sharp. It is going to take a bit of beating, this is. I know it's going to take a bit of beating. Ash is one of my favourites, okay? It's a beautiful type of timber. Let me grab a piece of ash. Ash is very distinctive, okay? It's got these really swirly grain patterns going on, okay? This is one of my beehive bowls. You can see from the just... Okay, so basically, yeah, this is the kind of stuff we're going to make, okay? And I can solve my way through it and explain my process, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, I was going to say, where that crackle's on the surface, it's sitting here now, I was going to say, but it's not running all the way through, I'm not too concerned. I was going to say, but as you can see, I've got this section here, and I should have it there as well, yeah, I do. But my main concern now are these big fat flat edges, okay, here, and basically, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick to my 1/2 inch bowl gouge at the moment, and we're probably going to speed up as well, actually. Just so I can get some cleaner cuts running right around the piece, okay? So let's move that out of the way. Let's come round. So I've got a bit more room. Now I don't know if this is evident. I think it is, right? Ash has this pale, kind of pale colour, okay? And as you can see here, this is where the name, it takes its name from, dieback, okay? Dieback. It's going to say dieback ash. It uses dye, okay? So, but it can look quite pretty, okay? It can look quite pretty. So, again, just going to make sure that's got room to spin. But yeah, I'm just going to tell people, man, this is just a demonstration, okay? Don't copy what I'm doing because, again, it's not a tutorial, demonstration, okay? Now we'll tap in, we'll stop that now. Yeah. You hear that rattling? Because it's running on that bark, okay? Actually going up my helmet, but yeah, we're going to stop the lathe a second just to get a good idea where we are, just so we know where we're making these cuts, okay? Because there's no point just stop keeping it going and just hoping for the best, if that makes sense. You can see that crack's gone now, okay? Just left it with this little inclusion area, this bit here. But yeah, you can see the dieback really starting to stand out now, can't you? The dieback is really starting to come through. And but yeah, one of my main aims that I jumped on YouTube for was just to get people interested in woodturning, and just to show, like, cause when I first started woodturning, I also watched an awful lot of videos. Hi Javed. I also watched an awful lot of videos, and I couldn't make heads or tails about kind of whether or not I want to get into it or not. Because once you see this thing spinning at high speed, it's kind of like, ugh. It can be quite intimidating, okay? It can be quite intimidating. So, but yeah, and then basically I was trying to learn as much as possible, but the problem being everything was like jargon. Everything was just like jargon, and I just couldn't understand the terminology and this, that, and the other. So I try and break it down. So I've got sort of flat edge here, okay, and I should have a couple there. I do. So basically, we're going to come round because I've got this area here. This is where it's bouncing around on, okay? So what I want to do now is I'm going to do a push cut, come out, we are going to lose quite a significant amount of timber here as I take this round, because it's sloping in, okay? So what I want to do is try and get underneath it, push out, okay? Push out, and hopefully as I push out, it'll take these big flat edges with it, okay? Going to say it, but yeah, I'm not sure if you're all new to the live or if I've got people jumping in who are usually from my lives, but welcome everybody, welcome everybody. All right, so dieback ash, you get loads of it in our area, tons of it. Some people burn it, and I'm just like, just give it to me. I won't burn it, I'll turn it into something. So, right, we're going to crack on. See, there, I'm coming round, okay? So I'll put it in with a pull cut, shear cut, bring it round, and then out. Alright, we'll see how we get on. We'll see how we get on. If anybody wants to support the channel, I'm nearly hitting 3,500 subscribers in less than 6 months, which is incredible. I can't thank you all enough. Good morning. It's good afternoon here in Wales. Good morning where you are. Welcome to the live. Something's slipping there, and I want to investigate, and I want to check it out. That flat edge, okay. We've got a little area here to take out. Is that camera angle okay? Is that camera angle okay? You just let me know, because obviously I see it face on like this, mirrored at me. But let me know if that's okay, or if you'd like a better camera angle. That'd be great. That's the only way I can improve on my lives. People want to see a better view of it, or is it okay like that? Right, it's quite a significant flat edge. Okay, it's quite significant. So, yeah, we're going to come around again. I'm using a 1/2 inch bowl gouge because it's quite aggressive. It will remove quite a bit of timber very, very quickly. So, let's get rid of that, and we're going to speed up. 715 RPM, okay? Now we're spinning. Faster. So you never ever directly stand in front of it, okay? Ever. So if you're standing directly in front of it and it's not coming off, it's coming right towards me. So you stand to the side, okay? There's 60 of you in the room. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Okay, the flat edge is becoming very, very minimal. And so is this. Okay, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So again, I should have removed one on the other side, which I have. It's just that area and that area. Okay. what I'm going to do, I'm going to swap over the gouges, okay? Let's swap over. And I like to make my lives a bit more engaging, talk my way through it, you know, explain it. Again, it's got the same profile on the 1/2 inch bowl gouge as it has on the 3/8. I just want to use a smaller profile so I don't take off too much timber, okay? Because otherwise there'll be nothing left of it. Where are we? Right here. Alright, let's get rid of that flat edge. Let's get rid of that. And then basically, we've nearly got our shape. You can see the flat edge there, look. Won't take 2 minutes. We're at 800 revs per minute, so we should tidy up now, start cleaning up and getting some much cleaner cuts. That, I'm going to go that way. Push cut. By doing that, I've just turned the form into more like a cauldron. I'm going to do that. Believe it or not, when I first started wood turning, right, well, 2.5 years ago, I was trying to learn as much as I possibly could very, very quickly. And because there is an awful lot of stuff to learn. And all I got off some of the professionals were, you shouldn't be on a lathe, you shouldn't be operating a lathe, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. And even though I was quite, I was eager to learn, you know, eager to learn. And it was like nobody just point me in the right direction, so I just kept going and going and going. And like I said, every mistake has always taught me something on this journey. And whether or not that's down to tool placement, technique, that kind of thing, really. And I've always tried to improve where I can make stuff, so I make lots and lots of stuff. And but yeah, and every piece on the shelf in the cupboards that's gone out. It's always taught me something different. I was going to say everything's always taught me something different. If I just nip down the other side of that camera, I mean, even making things just like wooden pens, okay? They're a lot different to turning a bowl, okay? But again, it's all about technique, okay? It's all about technique. So it's, yeah, whether or not you're just going to turn something simple like this or turn it into a massive fruit bowl, it's always something that's going to teach you something different from every piece that you put on a lathe to the last one, okay? Stop waffling. Let's get rid of this, okay? Let's get rid of this. We're nearly done. We're nearly done. So, and then I'm going to flip it round. We'll kind of put a foot on it and stuff, and then hopefully we'll hollow it out, which should look quite interesting. I'm going to speed up. 900, okay? 900 RPM. Now I don't want to remove too much material at this stage, okay? I just want to tidy it up. you're enjoying the live, don't forget to give me a thumbs up kind of thing. It does help the live out massively, and I think it just gets shown to more people, so that'd be very, very kind. Stop there a second, because where that bark is here, I should actually be able to push that off. And create the tenon at the same time. Arch it on the tenon. That's a bit unfortunate. I know one way to solve that. I know there's a way to solve that. That'll do. Round nose carbide. I bet that did it. I bet that did it. I had a very, very big problem this morning. A very, very big problem with my bandsaw. Okay? And the problem being, I took the log, okay? And as I went through, you remember it was a full log, and I've just taken the side grain off it. And as I kind of came through, literally, you can see from here, right? I know it looks sketchy because I had to take the chisel to it, okay, to get it off the blade because the wood was so heavy and the log was so much bigger than what I'd actually thought about going through with it. The blade literally kind of got stuck between the grain and literally the other half of the log. So I had a nightmare. I don't usually start my chainsaw in the workshop. Usually an outdoor jobby, but again it was problematic. And hammer and chisel down the grain, eventually got it off. But don't ever do that. Say it's yeah, it was a problem. It was a big problem. So what I'm looking for now is, is it down there? There's my skew. I need that. Need the skew. Let's roll it out. And I'm going for dropped everything the other day. Everything's falling behind everything. My apologies for the delay. Right, got my tenon, got my foot, I've got my sweep. Okay, okay. I'll make that tenon sort. I'm going to sort that tenon out, sort that foot out, dovetail it, flip it. have a look. Okay, 8 likes. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Right, we've got our tenon. We've got our curve. We've got our foot. Okay. So again, I've just dovetailed it now, so it fits in the jaws nice and comfortably. Lock that. Something I love about the Herald. Lock the headstock. My other lathe, which is the other side of the room, the Maxmaster, doesn't have that function. Sometimes when you're trying to undo the damn thing, it can be starting to move all over the place as you're trying to undo it. It's a bit of a pain. That's only a mini lathe. That's what I began on. It's my mini Axminster lathe. Now I've moved up to my midi lathe. And if I was to go up again, I'd probably go for something along the lines of one way, I think. One way lathe. Right, let's get this off. The importance of decent screws, okay? Decent screws are a must. Because I've bought expensive screws before and they were rubbish, okay? They were rubbish. These actually came from my local hardware store and they're very, very good. Steel screws. And I bought some ultra screws from Screwfix. Believe you me, most expensive screws I've ever bought, and they're a pile of junk. So what happened was basically I went to go and take the faceplates off, and the heads fell off them. Left me with a shaft like this inside the piece. 3 of them actually. One came out. The other 3 decided they were going to be stuck in there well and truly. And believe you me, that was a pain to get them out. That was a pain to get them out. So, saw that as I turned it then. See that? Yeah, me too. I'm going to reset it. There we are. Bring that nice with some weight on it. Let me slow that down a minute. That's not too bad. Don't tend to like to mess around on the outside once it's in the chuck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get my, I never remember these two, live sensor, drive sensor. Take the pen handle one out. Take this. Just for a bit of support. Just for a bit of support. What I'd like to do is very, very, very gently clean that outside up because I don't want this fluctuating, okay? Speed up. That's better. That's better. Not sure what the weather's like in your part of the world today, but in Wales it is absolutely dismal. We've got rain, we've got clouds, we've got wind, and it's definitely saying it's winter time. Awful weather today. Yeah, let's get a bit closer. Right, what I'm going to do before we continue, I'm going to sharpen this bowl gouge, okay? Because I don't want to start hollowing with it blunt, okay? So I'll actually bring it around. But pro edge. see here, this is the lathe I actually began on, okay? My little axesmith stuff. And say, great for pens, it's great for key rings, it's great for all that kind of small stuff. But again, still quite powerful. Still quite powerful. Let's bring it back around. Right, we're sharp, okay? But sharper than what we were. Put that kind of right down. So again, we're going to get up to 6, 7, something like that. That's better, isn't it? It's not so. 77 in the room. Welcome everyone. Things are a tad too high, man. Have a look. You getting there? Nope. Nope. Let's bring it down. Hope you're all enjoying my live wood turning session. Nine likes. Thank you very, very much. As much as I love record power, so I've got the record power on a Herald, I've got the record power bandsaw, and I've also got the record power collection of bowl gougers, okay? The third crown, no disrespect to record power, but I'm going to say they hold their edge faster and longer. This is going to have a similar design to the piece of oak that I turned yesterday. If you haven't seen that piece of oak that I turned yesterday, I suggest you go and have a watch. Really, really beautiful. Somebody once said to me, the only reason I subscribe to your channel is just to see if you do anything wrong. So we all do things wrong every now and then. It's all part of learning. No, it wasn't. He said, I've only subscribed to your channel to see if you make a mistake. It's like, yeah, nice one. It does happen to the best wood turners, trust me. Happens to us all. I've had pieces come off the lathe, I've had tenons break off, I've had bowls explode, I've gone through the bottom of a bowl, gone through the bottom of a vase. It's all part of that learning process, you know, it's part of that journey. Damn it. What did I just say? We all make mistakes. Somebody's catching it. That's the thing with ash, it's so dense, it's so hard, you know. And does take a bit of a beating. So what I'd like to do is come in with that round nose. By a second. These walls are incredibly chunky. So what I'd like to do is just thin them out, bring this down a little tad. Let the wood speak for itself. 11 likes. Thank you very, very much. Oh my God, this. Right. Carbide always saves the day, doesn't it? Always saves the day. Okay. See, I have a professional wood turner who lives very local to me. Well, local. Lives about an hour down the road. Which probably people are probably thinking that's not local. And they're saying, but yeah, he's the guy who kind of gave me my initial first lesson in wood turning. And from there, basically, it was just like going away, practice all the time. And eventually, I kind of got it, you know, and it clicked with me. So it's I think with anything, it's like riding a bike, you know, you're gonna fall off a few times, and it's just a case of getting back on, keep going, you know, keep going. Well now, like I said, I want to take these walls down a bit. Otherwise, it's looking like a cauldron. I don't want that. I don't want that. Speed up. That's better. The room was giving me vibes that it wasn't centered properly, but I can tell now it is because same diameter. I could go in with a 1/2 inch bowl gouge, you know, but it's so aggressive, it removes such a lot of timber. Just getting an idea. Right, what I want to do is, oh look, let me catch inside of it. Right, so I want to come out, you see. I don't want, like I said, I've made so many dog holes in the past. So many dog holes. I've got one here. I do. Yeah. See? Dog bowl. Flat. And this is basically where I started with my carbides, trying to come in, and I didn't know anything about form and shape at the time, but over the last 2.5 years, it's just basically been figuring it out, you know, but as you can see from here, it comes in, runs out, okay, comes in, out. So, let's have a good look. Right, what I've got, okay, that's evidence. I've got a bit of a catch here on the wall on the outside. Don't remember doing that. The problem is I've removed a lot of that mass now from the centre, which is obviously supporting it. So, but what I'm going to do, because I can't leave that there, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring that back in the tailstock. And what I'm going to do before I do that, just clean some of this off a minute. Apologies a minute. I end up with all this man glitter everywhere, it just drives me mad. So, right. Can I bring it around? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Here. Okay. Is the problem. Because I've taken all this out. And it's not exactly shallow. So I have to be very, very, very careful not to come through the wall. And it's basically to try and keep this shape, okay? A little cauldron shape. Keep that there for support. Don't fancy that coming off. And what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to get this with a piece of carbide. Just gently compass until we remove it, okay? That light is atrocious, isn't it? It's going to say, can I try and change the light? Bear with me. Bear with me. Is it still working? Yeah. How's that? See now? This is a pain, okay? That light again, yeah, it's atrocious. It's horrible, isn't it? Hi, Milton. So basically, yeah, I'm going to come up with a piece of carbide. That is a problem. That is a problem. Could use bowl gouge, but again, it's going to be way too aggressive. Because literally, if I get a catch on top of that, just trying to think, how did I do that? And it's quite deep, you know. Well, what we can do is try. Okay, hope for the best. 13 likes. Thank you very, very much. Definitely need some BP for this, just in case. See how we're going. Let's see how we're going. I'm touching the damn surface of it. Right. Here. What would you do? Drill it out. Make it a feature. Ah. Right. What I don't want to do is lose the shape, the form of it, okay? Oh, we've nearly got rid of it. We've nearly got rid of it. Right. I reckon 5 more passes on that and that'll be gone. Leave me that ridge there, which I'll take out anyway. Got to maintain that form, that shape there. Otherwise it's going to end up looking like a loaf of bread. Speed up. $14 likes, thank you very, very much. Have a look. Thank you for sticking with me. Could have like just walked away from it and thought, no, just leave it. But oh god, I'm literally right on it there. Literally just a surface scratch at the moment. So if I get rid of that hole, I can get rid of a surface scratch. So I think I've done it. Yes. Got this little tool mark here, you know. Let me now. Oh. I knew this piece of ash would be a problem as soon as I took it out with that wood stuff. It's like first I had a problem with the bandsaw and then gives me problems on the lathe, so that's better. That's better. Right, let's get back to the inside. If you do start hearing dogs bark, it's because I have 3 of them, and they can be noisy buggers. And very shortly, my other half will be finishing work, and she'll come through the door, and that's when they all start. They don't miss me; they just miss her. I was going to say, but if I let one of them in here, she's got a really bad habit of coming in, finding the biggest pile of sawdust, laying in it. I'll get her out, and the next thing she'll come in, she'll be covered in sawdust, and she'll just start walking up through the house, taking it everywhere, you know, everywhere. Right. I'm not too. No, I think I can go a bit deeper on the depth here. Go at least an 1/8 of an inch deeper. Bring it back in, sweep it out, and then we'll tidy it up. We'll tidy it up. Tidy it up. 15 likes. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Right, I'm going to crack on. So we've got that shape still, look. Right. Too high. Yeah. For those jumping into my live before, the reason I have this curtain behind me is because there's property opposite, and yeah, they kind of back right onto my little shop in here. Right. Oh, raised area. Yeah, I'll leave it now. Then we're going to sand it. Then we're going to put a finish on it. See, we've got a few problems with this piece, haven't we? From it fluctuating, from the catch on the side. I think with ash, it's got a really deep grain. Quite deep grain. Somebody said to be wire wool, but right. What I'm going to do. These masks, brilliant. 3M disposable masks. So I'm going to pop this on a second before we start sanding. Take the specs off. Great. Right, let's get some sandpaper off. $80, $20, $40. And because I keep putting them down and losing the rolls of sandpaper, I go to find more and then find in the other bowl. I put them on toilet bowl holders, which is the other side of the workshop. So yeah, it's very useful. Great idea. Right, 80 grit. I sent my other half of sandpaper once, okay? And it's quite a funny story. And she says, what grit do you need? I said 80. And she comes back with this stuff, right? Right, which is like absolute junk, man. So I thought, don't buy me sandpaper. I'll get my own sandpaper. This stuff, honest to God, it's absolute junk. Stay on the floor if I can. The paperback stuff lasts a lot longer. Right, get the stain sanded. So it's a really good shout, right? Is if you've got problems with your end grain, okay, which is on the piece itself now, put it in reverse. Okay, run it. Just remember it's running in reverse though. You're making me think now you got a box. It's very quiet. Eighty. 20. Come on, own up. How many wood turners are watching my feed? I've actually put the lathe in reverse and then within a second you forgot it's in reverse and gone to put your hands underneath it. You've all done that. I nearly went to do it then. It's in reverse, Dan. Right, 40. Get the last one on. What I'm feeling for is heat, okay? I don't want it to warm up. believe it or not, before I was a wood turner, I was a photographer, and then the whole industry became oversaturated because everybody's with a camera, walked around like I'm talking like a real professional, and yeah, went to university and everything to get good at it, and then mobile phone technology came in. Nobody needs a photographer anymore. So I decided I was going to learn something different. So I chose woodturning. For all my regulars, know what's coming next. In fact, sanding sealer. Put some of this on, see if it helps my vein out. Water-based sanding sealer, this one. This one stinks like pee, like, but dries very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. One way to speed it up, drying time. Right. That's just nice. Clean it up. I've got a finish in there over on the shelf. Some machine burnishing oil. I don't know if any of you have ever used it, but it absolutely stinks. It smells like turds. It smells like thinners. And I used it on one of my pieces after I traded a lovely plate or a bowl, whatever it was. But yeah, it honked my whole entire workshop and the house out for about a week. So never ever using it again. That'll dry very, very quickly. Oh, quick tip for you. Furniture cleaning tongue oil on Amazon. It's in a spring sale at the moment. It's only 11 quid a bottle. It's 4 quid off it at the moment. I'm going to say, so yeah, it's great stuff. Great stuff. 11 quid a bottle. Well, double that and you might be able to get a little bottle of walnut oil. So yeah, Furniture Clinic, pure tongue oil. It's on sale. I'm not going to use that one because it's hard. It's an isopropyl on it. I'm just going to use a small little rag. But yeah, thank you for everyone who's joined my live today. It's very, very kind of you to stick through all the trials and tribulations. Now this dieback has been pretty much sitting in the shed for a little while. It's very, very dry, so it's going to soak up this oil really, really quickly. What I like about this pure tongue oil, it's got a nice smell to it. You know, it's not as nice as walnut oil, but it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. It's soaking this oil in. I used to use one called finishing oil, and I stopped using it because one, it stinks. Two, it wasn't really going to give me that shine, you know, that sheen that I like on my pieces. And then I found out a bit later on it's not even food safe. So yeah, I stopped using it. But yeah, but thank you to all who've dropped by. I was going to do a pre-recorded video until I had my van saw issues. So I'm glad I jumped on, saved it. I want to get a new blade for it. I want to get a Starrett blade for it. Hopefully it'll cut much easier. It cuts anyway, it's a beast. But yeah, as I say, don't use huge chunks of wood. Right, there we are. So, if you take a look at it, you can see it anyway. Smocked it for it. I've seen someone sitting wearing a chef's jacket, you know. And yeah, it's each their own really. So what I'm going to do, take it off the lathe. There we are. It's not massive. It's not a massive piece, but is it going to be too dark in here if I do that? Yes, it is. So again, it's like a cereal bowl now. Right, so we've still got that nice flow. We've still got nice flow in and out. Rim is absolutely fine. I'm going to say, but again, dieback ash is very, very dense. It's very hard. It's very, I won't say difficult to cut, but again, it is challenging. You definitely need sharp tools to cut any kind of ash, but dieback ash is incredibly dense. And I don't know if it's because of the disease that actually hits the wood, but again, it's very, very, it'll test your tools out, put it one way. But overall, I'm quite happy with that. I was going to say, I did turn off the tenon to my last bowl using the what they call it, Longworth chuck. Longworth chuck are great. I haven't got time to be faffing about with cold jaws. You've got to take the thing off, take the chuck apart, that kind of thing. And it's a blooming pain. So what we're doing is we're coming round. Sure it doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to take that tenon off now. Because I know what my other half will say. She'll say, why haven't you taken the tenon off? Because sometimes it's just like I have a week where I've got like a million trillion bowls with tenons still on. Leave them on until I feel I want to take that thing off. I was going to say, but yeah, we'll start doing it. But I did turn a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of spalted beech very recently. That was into this piece of stalks of sycamore. And it's a bit dusty still. Got Godzilla in this one. You see him? Yeah, I call him a Godzilla bowl. But again, it's spoken through this, it's incredible. But yeah, one I had to keep because the grain literally just Godzilla. So, but yeah, let's get this tenon off. Let's get this tenon off. Let's get this off. 13 if you're still watching. Is it 13? Oh, yeah, 13. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. 14 then, okay. Since I had a break from the lathe for a good couple of months because I was poorly, my lives haven't really picked up like they used to yet, but they will. They will. Just give it time. Right, I think we're nearly there. If Longworth ever look at my my content, this is a great chuck. Love it, but these wing nuts are a pain in the backside. So think of a better design. Think of a better design. Ugh. Yeah, it's fine. Thing is, you don't want to get anywhere near over 600 RPM using this thing. Otherwise, your bolt can fly in. .610, that'll be fine. Going nowhere. Try and take it off with a piece of carbide once and it didn't like it, so I just tend to use a 3/8 bowl gouge. Nice light cuts. Let me bring this to us down a tad. Just a tad. Right. What I'm trying to do is not take this down, but leave the foot, okay? Leave the foot there. Went through the stage when I began woodturning and just sawing the tenon off, and the amount of times I literally kind of created the bowl, and yeah, and then I go to saw the tenon off the bottom, and the next thing I'd cut straight to the base of the bowl. It's driving me insane. Right, I'll tidy that up. Used carbide a lot more today than what I wanted to, because usually I'm a traditional tool man, but yeah, today's been a bit of a carbide jobby. But each their own. It's been very, very mindful, very, very mindful. I don't want to go through the bottom of that. I don't want to go to the bottom of that at all. So the thing is, along with you've got to just watch this peg, watch the fingers. $2.40. And there we are, folks. Can you hold my hand here? Yeah, divorce it. And there's that tiny bit of tongue oil left in there. Yeah. $16 likes. Better than none. Right, there we are. There we are. It's been an interesting one. It's been challenging. Okay, definitely been challenging because we got that big hole inside of it. Could have given up there. Didn't want him. Didn't want him. So with ashes, beautiful. There we are. Still got a nice foot on the bottom. And there we are, folks. Started off as a nightmare, but it's turned out lovely. Turned out lovely. And that's what I'm looking for. These nice flowing curves. And like I said before, in one of my other videos, I pre-recorded one the other day. No two pieces will be the same ever. And this is one that has actually tested me today, but perseverance always pays off. Perseverance always pays off. So, but yeah, if you've enjoyed the live today and on my waffle, hopefully I shall see you back in the next one. And the next one I'm going to pre-record because I've got some tanga over there. There. I've got tanga, I think it is. This one. A wild mango. I've got a couple of random bits which I'm not sure to turn them into yet. But overall, that gets into something. So, but yeah, I'm gonna love yous, leave yous. Hopefully, you'll see you in the next one. And I'm off for a cup of tea. And whatever you're doing today, hope you have a good day. And hopefully, I shall take it easy and look after yourselves. Thanks for watching YouTube. And yeah, happy turning. Take care.